Alright, I'm sure you all know what a computer is, but do you know what makes a computer work? Sure, you guys know what a hard drive is, but do you know what a CPU is? Do you know what RAM is? Or even a GPU? No, I didn't say GPA, I said GPU, Graphics Processing Unit. Webster's defines computers as a machine that can store and work with large amounts of information. But that's just one of the many wonderful processes a computer can do. You can search the web for fun or for research. You can write a paper or maybe even a speech. Or what most people build computers for, gaming. When you build a computer, there are 9 essential components you need. That is an operating system, a case, motherboard, power supply, central processing unit or CPU, RAM, random access memory, GPU, graphics processing unit, hard drive, and a disk drive. My hope for you, when I'm done with my speech, is that if your computer ever dies on you and you ever need to get a new computer, or you need to fix it, and the guy at Best Buy is like, oh, your CPU's broken and we're going to charge you $500 to get it fixed. You can be like, I can buy one on Newegg for $100 and replace it myself, and I save $400. So, let's begin. So with operating systems, you have pretty much 3 main choices with an operating system. You can get Windows 7 or 8 or Vista XP, whatever model of Windows you want. This is the most commonly used. Most people use 7 or 8. I'm running on 8. I don't like it, but whatever. It's most commonly used, as I said, and it's very customizable, and people seem to enjoy it. Next one is Mac OS X. This is Apple's software. You can install it on a custom built PC. There's a little more backwards going through the system to do it, but you can do it. It's very easy, user-friendly, and it's so easy. If you give a Mac to your grandparents and be like, figure it out, they'll figure it out pretty quickly. Now, Ubuntu is also known as Linux. It is a free OS alternative that you can download off their website, and you can use it without charge, as I said, but if you use it only if you can't afford the other two, because it's very extremely difficult to understand. I've tried using it and I absolutely hated it. Next is the case and the motherboard. Cases are pretty straightforward. Make sure you like it. I like that case, so I picked that one. Just make sure you like it and you know the ATX size. And the ATX size is what size of motherboard you can put in it right there. So there's micro, mini, medium, and large. Just make sure it fits in it, and they are backwards compatible. So you can put a micro in a mini case and so on and so forth. Just know about that. And when you're picking out a motherboard, you need to know the socket type. The socket is that little yellow spot right there, and the RAM slots are there, and the PCI slots are there. And with RAM, you just need to know how many slots you have and how many gigabytes you can hold and the type of RAM you can put in it. The next is the power supply unit, or the PCU. It is the powerhouse of the computer. Without it, it will not run at all. The higher the watts you get, the better. So if you're building a computer, I suggest getting a really high wattage, more than you absolutely need at the point, because if you ever want to upgrade, you'll be like, you'll put in all your new stuff and it won't run. And you'll wonder why, and you'll have to spend even more money to get a new power supply. So just go the extra mile, buy a more expensive power supply. The CPU, as you can see there, and the RAM is central processing unit, is the nucleus of a computer. If you know what cells do and stuff, it does all the computing for the computer and the multitasking. The CPUs run on gigahertz. No, not gigawatts like in Back to the Future, but gigahertz. And the higher the hertz, the faster your computer will be. You also want to look at cores. Cores are what allow the multitasking. I have a dual core in my computer, but I don't like it. I want a quad core because I can't multitask a whole lot. I can do a little bit, but it starts to slow down after 4 or 5 programs that are open. So just do that. You'll be good. And then RAM, or random access memory, as I said, it's kind of like the Daft Punk album, but enough with that. They run on a gigabyte system, and they also help speed up the computer. They run from like 1 gigabyte to 64 gigs, as I said there, and it's always in decimals of 2. So it's like 2, 4, 7, 8, 16, 32, and 64. And, oh, it is also said that our cell phones, iPhone, Android, are more powerful than the computers that sent the Saturn V rocket to the moon in 1969. So literally we could take our phones and be like, okay, Houston, you're there. The GPU, they are mainly used for video games or for heavy video editing and rendering. They come in multitudes of models. There's NVIDIA and then there's AMD. Those are the two major lead brands of GPUs. Here's a little hint. I figured out how to figure out which graphics card is better for you, or which is a better graphics card than what you have. So the first number in a set of numbers at the end of the graphics card name is the generation. So, and then the next two are the power / the model. So I have an NVIDIA GTX 660 on my thing. That means I have a 6th generation card with the second most powerful card, because in the 6th generation they only had the 660, the 670, and the 670 was the more powerful one. The hard drive and the disk drive are pretty straightforward. Hard drives, just get a hard drive that has a lot of memory so you can store a lot of information. You can store tons of data. At least, I would suggest at least 500 gigabytes. You can get up to like 5,000 now in one hard drive. It's really cool. And then disk drives, they're really generic unless you want a Blu-ray drive. That's really any other reason you'd like look into it. And now I would explain how to put it all together, but I'd be here for about 4 hours. So basically just follow the instructions that you get in your box and with your components. And once you have them all together, turn your computer on, you'll see a blue screen. This blue screen is called BIOS. It's like binary input and output system. Find the boot from option, then select boot from disk, and then put your OS disk into the disk drive that you just installed, and then restart your computer. Follow the on-screen prompts from the OS, and then you'll have disks that come with like the graphics card and some other stuff. Install those. Those are drivers that will make your computer run a lot better. And once that's done, congratulations, you built your very first computer. So, so I'm glad I got to share my knowledge of computers with you. I hope you all enjoyed learning how to do computers and stuff inside. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.